Yeah. That's all that. Yeah. Right. That's especially where it is right in front. They're the ones that, on.
Why the fuck are you doing that?
Well, then it's gone. Yeah, I didn't know to. No.
Whitey, when you get a moment, I'll just swap these two. Can you figure out that I want? There you go, mate. Sorry, bro. Good man.
I don't know.
Yep, yeah.
I see.
Leave it free! No, two. Names! Wait. 5, 20 tackle. Defend the touch on this side, please. On this side. You're cracking up.
Release it, three! Ahead. Need that roll. Got. Just need the roll quicker. If you're just laying there, I can't. I need you to show the effort though. Lost down. It's inside. Yes. I've got in the way there to cause that spill. It's going to be dead speed. I know you good.
Let him go. Go. All goes back forward. I've still got 10 here. Still got 12.
Crouch! Fine! Get! Yep. Let's just tighten up a little on the gap. Let's just get the gap a bit smaller. That's all right. Leave it. Thank you.
Hold!
No, lost it. Off feet. Under pressure. Three off feet. He's out of the play. No. Leave it. Tackle there. Use the blue.
Power, Jess! Power! Go! Hey!
Sorry. Wait. Good. Play on, touchdown! No. Yep. Okay, he's off. No, I thought there was a man behind.
Let's get off the cut.
Crouch! Bind! Yes!
Ready? Ready, and now!
No, lost now. Play on, no knock on. Play. Take him. Go.
Blue on me, let's go, blue on me.
Nothing structured by the back.
Jack.
Take it.
Huh? You're a 10, aren't you? You got good eyes, then.
Can you hear me, Brody?
Yeah. We don't need that after the try. Guys, you got to start in the line out. You can't walk in.
Oh. Four.
That's on. Let it come. No. He's on the ground. Assist. No, six. Off feet first. I just can't have the first action you being off feet, that's all. That's the only message. Yeah, cute, mate. Fine! Yeah, just both sides, just wait. Keep that face on the bind.
I'm coming out of 10, I've got 10, I've got 10. Back to some, Will. Back to some. Watch the twice here.
Crouch! Bind! Get! Varnish blue.
Hurry up, go! Press up. Come here, boys. Out, let's get it. Go on, far.
Just patience when we get that ball.
Have a good Sunday, Will. Look, nice and tight. Look towards Jacko.
Crouch! Bind! Sit!
On him! Hold! No. Offside. Go! Five. Oh! 3, 2, 8. 1 forward. What? What the fuck? What?
Just tighten up a little bit.
On the
No, just on the mark. Just because we've got quite a large gap. Just bring in a step. Yep.
Okay, nice and tight. It's like a nice white point.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Ready, and up!
Far side. 3. Need your square. His hip's already out. Use.
Come work.
Yep. Yeah, good. You're good. Yep.
Stop. Hit it, man! Move.
Leave it! No, that was by red.
Come on!
Leave! Can you just check your pen for a head? Because you just got a big whack there. All right. You're a doctor? I'm not, mate. No. Huh? Right, he formed over the top first. Wait. Yes. Yeah, you're good. Retreat. No, it's fine, play on. Carnage. Much better gap on my last one. Yeah. Oh, no, good, man. Going off his head.
My corner now. Lock. Let's go, Carl. Yeah.
Fine. Leave it blue. Wait. Tackle there. That's out. Play on. Kick out. No hands. No 10.
Eyes up. Stop.
Advantage blue. On that one.
Take your eyes up, boys. Don't get caught short.
He was fine.
Don't Wait forward. Yes.
Stop.
No, leave it.
That's right, no. 20.
Leave it. You're off your feet. No, you're fine. He's playing it on the ground. 30 seconds. No. No, leave it, Blue. Let it come. Oh. It's still, yeah. Play on. Offside. Now it's off time. Yeah, if you want the line. Sounds like a shit. To who? I think that's the spread's coming in to make Blue quite easy. So it's a bit of column A and column B. The issue's not that side, it's the other side. They said they're just both lazy. How you going, mate? Not bad. Not bad again. Yeah. Final, it's like final 22 second day. Did you stick to your feet? I'm just screwing in. I don't know, I'm doing mine, but gap on the thumb. Yeah. Like just good enough for them to put that on. You can start wide if you want, but that's what we did. But well, you just pull them up on the first. Oh, well, they kind of do it, but they wait. But if you see them, just even if they don't do it on the first one, just well, they walk in, but they pause. So I think but maybe just the first one, even though if they're walking and pausing, just whistle and the guys need to set numbers first, and then they're happy. No. Got to be aware of where the ball is. No, I'm good. I'm just chilling, mate. That would be good, thanks. Oh, that's it. Oh, give it another minute. Yeah, give it a minute. No, I really think it's one of those days where it's not cold. It's actually not cold. I thought it'd be cold. It's good. Yeah, the cold's getting a bit chilly. Yeah. Yeah, it's like it's things like that where you see the tiniest shove, like I don't care if you run there, you've just got to get the person to see it because it's when you're playing it, especially with video, it just makes us look bad. Yeah. Yeah, especially with these two teams, you just got to be aware. Because like you might have the same picture as I do, but it's just we want to check. Yeah, we'll make sure we've got all the information. That's all right. I don't think. Huh? Bit of beach push. Oh, yeah. Maybe. Just step. Yep. Come on. Barney's blue. Barney's over.
So we're going to get low. What's the front one?
Let's go. Crouch! Bind! Dick!
Nice blue!
I need you to stay in the fight, though. Okay. No, leave it, leave it. No hands.
Very high and a long way back.
Yeah.
On that side, like everyone else's level, and he seems to be off there.
Yeah, I need your prop to be just patient as well, because he's leaning on the bind.
Okay.
Just patient still on the bind. Don't try and pick when I'm going to say set. No, but he's coming in because you're leaning so much. No, your head's leaning, mate.
Early game.
Well,
Way early.
Yeah, I know.
Way early. Like,
Yeah.
So, you know, if we can get something around it, we can't step back.
Yeah, yeah.
And they get involved because we're trying not to engage it.
Yeah.
They're actually benefiting from them feeding and we're trying to adjust.
Yeah. Keep your one fine.
Yeah.
Just same thing, just keeping that fight, and then we're not going to have an issue. Yeah. Okay, I'll do double. They don't pay me enough to do double. It's just a couple where you're just losing your much and you're going over the top of the ball. Yeah, like the front thing is your head so far down, your hands aren't supporting yourself. Okay. The last one you tilted. That's the bit I want to see. Yeah, like the trump's going to go down. Yeah, no. That's fair enough, yeah. But it's see that picture of your head down and your hand kind of off it. Just listen to me say, I'll just get out. Huh? So, with this stuff in it. I know. Oh, yeah. Well, you've had the 2-minute break. No one's blowing now, so. Yeah, cut.
Go, Swanee, tight, mate, tight. Yeah, go, Kings, Vikings.
Crouch! Bind! Sit!
Ready!
Out! Tackle Bailey! Made it! No! not, mate. It's too far on that side. Yeah. No. Yeah, mate. Into the half. 18? 18, okay. When you put the clock off, I'll reset it. No worries. Red. No, I lost off. Let it come, let it come. Stop. Might have to hold up a bit. Red 8 landed on the ball. Yeah, no, he's in the tackle. Time is 20 minutes. Thank you. That was a bit hard now. How long was it? Nah. Keep staying on. Down. Oh.
Okay. 4 metres over 50 foot. Complete. Okay.
Yeah, that's yours. That's yours. Yeah.
Hold. Over.
Vantage, Blue. Still playing Vantage.
And then work off the ball on that left side.
Crouch! Fine! Yes! Use it! No! No hands. No hands, Red! One. Play on. Touch! Play on! Touch! Lead it!
Oh, that's not.
No 12! No 12! No. No, Blue, leave! Signage. Still advantage. Advantage over! Yeah. No, we're still waiting. Supply. Keep an eye on the yellow. It's on full time, but just keep track. Yep. Right in front. Right in front. Just keep working with you. Just to keep you. Just hold it. Yeah. Gonna have a red replacement. Replace. There you go. Leave it! No! No advantage! You have advantage. Back on, Dent. Go, turn it on. Early set. Go, back up. Just get him up. That's it. That's it. Backwards. Leave it, 17. On him. No, leave now. The clutch into a previous rush, that's going to be blue scrum. Team going forward. Team going forward. Keep on. Let's go. Crouch! Fine! Check! Yeah. Yeah, you can tighten. Fine! Use it. tackle there. Let it come. Leave it! No, let it come.
He's on that! Yeah, fuck you, Billy.
Take him back. Keep coming, Blue, keep coming. Yeah, he's fine. Leave him. Down there. 17. Sorry. That's good.
One, three, eight.
That's not him.
Go toss.
Raven. What do you want? Come. Sorry. Please come. We have 30 seconds. Just that gap again, just a bit shorter. A little bit closer. Huh?
Yeah. 15.
30 seconds there.
Let's fucking go on, honey. Let's go. Marco!
Fine! Check! Punish. We're driving straight. It's full time now. Yeah.
I'm going to do a time check, mate. Someone said there's 9 minutes to go.
Yeah.
I'll get a check.
What?
I'll get a time check. Someone said there's 9 minutes to go. Just keep going, I'll get a check.
Yeah, please do. Sorry. No, we're checking. Apparently we got it wrong. We're checking the time. Apparently it's not full time yet. Kevin, can you get one of the first ones? No, it's fine. To go to the camera guy because he's got a time on the game. Leave it. Too early. Causing the ball to come out.
I'll get that.
Yeah. Right, we're just checking the time because I'm off the time, so we're just checking. So it's not quite full time yet. That's my fault on the time, so we're just checking. I'd say the next minute.
No, there's 9 minutes to go. Time on the clock, 9.
Yeah, go. There's 9 minutes. So there's 8 to go. Sorry.
My apologies.
8. Yeah, we missed the time up. That was from the camera.
Go up on! What's the discipline? Go.
No, leave it now. No, wait. No. Leave it, leave it! Lost now, lost. Signage. Over. Signage. Got a red replacement coming on. Go again. Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't go that way with you, bud. That's your fucking scum, Oz. That's your fucking scum. Your four calls.
Crouch! Fine! Sit! Yeah. Let's just hold weight a bit better. Let's just, once we call set, we hit it.
That's your scum, Oz. Our ball, our ball. Yeah, no one.
Crouch! Fine! Pre-engage, far side. Far side, pre-engage. Jump. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Our ball. Let's go, boys.
Crouch! Fine!
Cool, good.
Sit! Hand on the ground. Yours, Yvonne. Number 6. Get your ball back up and start to go on there again with it. It's all good. Just get a step off that one. Play on still. Yeah, you just need to keep on up. 2.5. Yeah, so just keep that on, and then I can work with you. Yep. But just don't walk with it. So. Yeah, that was Or you can take the pick which one you want it against you. Crouch! Fine! Sit! One. Angle. You've only been on for 10 minutes. Can't be doing it all day. On the line, blue on the line. Yep. Yeah, line. Oh. Play on. That's fine.
Stop now.
26. This time. Yeah, pretty much.
Hold D, boys. Off the top. Take this from straight, boys. We don't want to go straight. They want to turn up. Let's go straight. Let's go straight, boys.
Crouch! Yeah, just wait, stay there. Use it. No, leave it, Red. You're in front. Yeah. Hold it. Hey, yeah. Is that you alright? Yeah. Is that? Yeah. Oh, shit. I know where he is. I'm looking for him. Okay. That's all, mate. Come on. There was yellow. And the card. They go cards. Intentional things, yeah. And then there was number. Yep. Done. Perfect. Cheers, gents. All good. Well done. Right. Yeah, just there. If you don't mind. Okay, more.
Test. I can hear it, can you? Test, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yes, I'll just practice. Hello and welcome to Philip Oval for round 10 of the 2019 Griffin Legal John Dent Cup. For Bar TV, I'm Ryan Murphy, taking you through all the action of the Han Super Dry match of the round between the league leaders, Royals, and the defending champions, the Tuggeranong Vikings. It's the rematch we've all been waiting for.
Yeah, so I'm told. I've never done with him, but it's always nice when they tell you that whoever you're doing with has done it before.
Sweet, he's very like chill.
Yeah, that's good. Let's figure out what I'm going to call him, because he's got a nickname apparently everyone uses, but I don't know. Still in the boots. Hey, mate. Ryan. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. We're gonna do it from down there. Do you want to come up here? Here will be fine. Here? Yeah. Okay.
Hi, how are you?
Fine. How'd you go there, mate?
Not too bad, mate. I will be backing up first.
Yeah. Ready to go, mate? Yeah, whenever.
Hello and welcome to Philip Oval for round 10 of the 2019 Griffin Legal John Dent Cup. For Bar TV, I'm Ryan Murphy, taking you through all the action of the Han Super Dry match of the round between the league leaders, Royals, and the defending champions, the Tuggeranong Vikings. It's the rematch we've all been waiting for. The last time these two sides met, Vikings took home the title, but it's Royals who look the most likely contenders so far, winning all their games in 2019, including last week against the Gungahlin Eagles. Vikings, however, still looming in third place, and you can bet they'd like nothing more than to turn over the Blue Buggers here today. Joined in commentary at Philip Oval today by Luke Fisher. Lukey, good shift in Royals, second grade there, but unable to get the victory.
Yeah, quick sit in there in second grade, helping out the boys. They're a bit thin on front rows this week, so I had to help out the boys. Yeah, it was a close game, but looking forward to this match.
Absolutely, mate. It's going to be a fascinating battle as we see both sides taking the field here. We'll quickly run you down the sides as quick as we can before kickoff, starting with the visitors. Sione Taylor and Angus Wagner, the two props for Vikings. Big test for them today against Joel Penders and Ryan Kuchewski for Royals. The two hookers, Sam Thomas for Vikings and Stu Tai for Royals. In the locks for Vikings, Jack Wright making his run-on debut in first grade for the Vikings with Cooper Takeda, Jamie Field, Luke Gerzikowski and Angus Allen form what is a very dynamic back row for the Vikings. We wait for the kickoff here with 12 Jordan Jackson Hope. He'll play outside. Isaac Thompson at 10, partnered by Ryan Lonigan in the halfbacks. See, Royals take the kickoff through Luke Kimber. As I say, we'll run you down those sides as we go, but the action starts. Royals look to just settle things early. So well drilled this side. It's poor pass to Lincoln Smith and he has to mop up.
Yeah, uncharacteristic there from Pedro. Usually pretty clinical with his passing game.
Absolutely, one of the real maestros of the Griffin Legal John O'Den Cup, and it's a decent kick from Rolando, but it finds Jackson Hope. Dean Wilson at fullback, switching to fullback without no Brendan Tawiki for the Tuggeranong Vikings here today. Lonigan gives to Wagner. Recently signed a full contract with the Brumbies. Angus Wagner, one of the best players in the competition this year. And Thompson sees a bit of space deep for Royals to just mop up here, and it's just going to run too far. Frantic start here. Maybe all action from both sides.
Yeah, very quick play from both sides. I think you can both say that they're looking to shift the ball there. Royals were looking for some field position, but some sloppy work there from Pedro. But yeah, frantic start, and you can see Tuggeranong trying to play from field position.
Absolutely. Both sides making their intentions known that they know this is going to be a tight game today. You see Royals on the attack now.
Yeah, great work there, Jason Swain.
Jason Swain took the 22 as Rolando saw a bit of space and the bounce was kind for Royals, and now they get their first chance to attack. Here's Kimber, hitches and goes. Does the exciting back row Kimber. Rolando bumps high to McMahon as Bodman so wide to Lincoln Smith. He's dangerous if he gets a bit of space, but it's a good tackle from Jordan Jackson Hope. Ty, bit of footwork from him, gets Royals over the gain line. Former Brumby under 20 Stu Tai.
Yeah, back from a stint in Sydney last year.
Absolutely, and a real find for Royals with Stony Mountain unavailable right now. Royals looking dangerous early, and it's a good kick from Bodman.
Yes, space there.
Lonigan does well to just mop up with Lancaster closing on him. Royals right under the pump here early. Bluebaggers winning the territory battle early, and it's a decent strike from Wilson, but doesn't get much on it. So
yeah, he didn't have a lot of angle to work with there. He just played safe, and yeah, some really end-to-end footy there. Sort of Royals saw that space through Jamie Bodman and the great little kick behind the line, and yeah, Royals looking to attack now.
And all of a sudden, Luke, an early chance to attack, and Royals not really having done much to earn it, just playing the smart footy and playing the territory the best out of the two sides.
Yeah, definitely. Again, I think you just got to really credit some eyes up football there from Jamie Bodman, seeing the space in behind with no ringer and the fullback not sweeping.
Royals go to the tails, not clean, but Kimber first to react, and there's advantage coming now for Royals. McMahon looks wide.
Nice contact there from Jordan Jackson Hope.
Really good contact on Max Singh, but Royals still with possession. Rolando holds it up, but just can't be taken there from Black and C.
Yeah, right there on the gain line there for Sam. Was getting hit as he got the ball and just fortunately spills it, but James is playing advantage there from a knock on at the back of the line out off Tuggeranong.
Absolutely, it was a nice little delay there from Rolando, just seeing his influence growing already in this game after that shaky start.
Yeah, Tuggeranong will have to be switched on there. It's sort of that fringe ruck defence. Gungahlin weren't quite there yesterday, and Pedro snuck over for 3 sneaky tries.
Absolutely. It's one of these, there's a number of fascinating individual battles out there, but Pedro Rolando versus Ryan Lonigan, really, really fascinating considering they're top 2 in the point scorers list. They'll probably be battling that out all season. 2 of the best in the competition.
Yeah, it's great to see the quality of on display here in John O'Den Cup. You know, you'd be struggling to see a better halfback battle in Super Rugby level.
Absolutely, Pedro can hold his own at the higher level. We've seen that before in NRC action with the Canberra Vikings wearing black and red, but wearing the blue today, as we see another one of those fascinating battles.
Yeah.
Penders and Kaczewski versus Wagner and Sione Taylor.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a great battle up front. Obviously, you got the experience of Kaczewski and Sione Taylor on one side, and sort of a bit of the youthful experience on the other side. Joel Penders and Angus Wagner going up there. It's going to be a really good battle up front. Royals will look to, I think, try to establish some dominance there to start with, though.
It's interesting you say that Ryan Kaczewski, a name that many would know in the John Eden Cup, but a Canadian international, tight head and forcing Joel Penders into the loosehead side, but ball does come out, whistle goes Vikings way, so early win for Royals.
Yeah,
whistle goes to the Royals side, so an early win there for the Blue Baggers.
Yeah, I think you've seen that. I think up front it was actually a pretty tight, even contest, but I think James has got one of the Vikings flankers for leaving early there. And this will be something I think you'll see from Royals today. We'll look to put scoreboard pressure on through the very reliable boot of Pedro Orlando.
Absolutely, we've seen it all year, unbeaten in 2019, the Canberra Royals, and at times, look, it's not been pretty. Every round they haven't blown teams away early on, at least in the competition, starting to do it, of course, in the last couple of weeks, but they do rely heavily on Pedro Orlando and score pressure, of course, don't they?
Yeah, I think, if you've got an asset in your arsenal, you've got to use it, and obviously Pedro's boot is one of the key aspects of their side. If we can keep the pressure on the other team, that means that they've got to play some catch-up footy. And yeah, performances have been building across the year. I don't think we've had a complete performance yet, but as I said, it's improving each week, and it's not to peak now. We want to be peaking come that final weekend.
Absolutely, it definitely feels like a slow burn from Royals. We see Rolando, cool as you like, and he gets Royals going here early. 3-0 to the home side. They draw first blood against Vikings. Not much ball from the defending champions so far. After that frantic start, it was Royals just calm things down. Really good start from the league leaders.
Yeah, I think Vikings will definitely look to play some field position here, try and get Royals pinned in this quarter.
Lancaster looks inside for Rolando, and he's got time. Finds touch. Wilson had a thought about it, but elects to just cool things down. We said before, look, no complete performance, but when it really mattered most last week against the other unbeaten side at the time, Gungahlin Eagles, it was Royals who came up with the goods. And how important was that victory as we see? Yeah, turnover at the line out.
Yeah, it's a huge victory. Obviously when you go top of the table clash, you honestly want to have the sort of bragging rights. And again, it was a very, very even match across both teams. The boot of Pedro was the difference.
Absolutely, and it'll be an even contest here, but it's Royals who've started the quicker of the two sides, and penalty coming there again, just slightly over eager on the Viking side. And it's interesting, really, they are the defending champions, but a much different look to this side than the one that won the Griffin Legal John Eden Cup last year, with so many young players coming into the side. Yeah, definitely. I think if you have a look at that Tuggeranong time, there's been a bit of turnover there in their squad. You look at that forward pack, I think obviously outside of the veteran Sione Taylor, it's a really young pack and youthful pack, so I think they'll try to use that energy across the field, and I wouldn't be surprised if that sort of bit more old and grizzled Royals forward pack looks to take it to them up front. Absolutely. It'll be an interesting day as it goes. It's going to have many ebbs and flows, this game will, but early doors, Royals looking so dangerous, and another attacking lineup that doesn't quite go to plan, but still possession for the home side. Yeah, scrappy work there from the Laws. Must have been a bit of miscommunication as to what the call was there from Sam von Blackensee. Kaczewski just bumps wide. Shovel the ball onto Swain at a standing start, and he's done well to just hold on to possession here, has Jason Swain. They've held him up there very well, Tuggeranong, slowed the ball down quite well. Orlando goes at the back beam line, he's got a half gap here. And gets the pass away to Lincoln Smith, but he's wrapped up by Lenny Cattell. In 13 there for Vikings. Good leg drive there from Lincoln Smith, using his size to full advantage. Incredible athlete Lincoln Smith, as is Rory Scott. The young man getting Royals over the gain line, but it's penalty coming for the Tuggeranong Vikings. There is that veteran Sione Taylor over the ball. Key turnover there, yeah, great. From the experienced head in that Vikings pack. Great work there by Taylor, showing his experience there. Rory just fell in an awkward spot as well and just didn't give those clean out those sort of support players the opportunity to clean out, and Taylor over the ball forces a much needed penalty for the Vikings. Maybe just needed to work his feet in contact there as well. Just looking for bodies. The young man As I say, coming in straight into first grade from school. Not many can do it, but he's been absolutely excellent this year.
Yeah, and I think he's grown every week, which has been the big thing, you know. Like, as you say, straight out of school, it's pretty easy to get overwhelmed playing in this kind of fast-paced comp, but Rory's has looked apart straight away.
Absolutely. Talking to Ben Johnson about him a couple of weeks back, just said his energy and his composure for a young man, absolutely incredible, and he'll have a part to play as we see Vikings. Shaky start from the defending champions here at Phillip Oval. And cough the ball up to Royals, and they have another chance to attack now. And Singh gets them going forward. McMahon looks inside for Going, getting off his right wing.
Yeah, Seth will look for plenty of work today. He likes to get the ball in his hands.
There's Cowan doing the hard yards there up the middle. Rolando looks for Bodman stepping into first receiver, and Kimber surrounded by Vikings players, but he bumps off a couple, just can't hold on to possession. Now a chance for Vikings to counter-attack. Here's Field. Scored a couple of really good tries this year, Jamie Field, but just forced that pass and it doesn't go to hand.
Yeah, look, he certainly was on. I don't think he had quite control of the ball, and it probably needed to play safe play there, but again, you can see how Tuggeranong want to play. They really want to play that fast up-tempo football, get Royals on that back foot, try and use the explosiveness of Len Ekitau and John Jackson Hope in the centres.
Absolutely, and it's interesting you say those two, because they're the real crackerjacks in there for the Viking side, and we've seen on a couple of occasions this year, Luke, the Vikings coming into the game in the latter moments of the game, particularly that way back in round 2 where they scored 4 tries in about 10 minutes against West to rescue a draw, and they did it again against Owls, and they did it against the Whites. Now, didn't really take much doing against East 80-17 a couple of weeks back, but last week same again, 49-21 against West, but it was far more competitive than that, and they just came back and they looked to do it in those last minutes. So if you're Royals here, are you just trying to dictate pace and play at your own speed because you know that they're going to be finishing strong later on?
Yeah, you definitely don't want to get caught into the speed that Tuggeranong wants to play. Otherwise, I think, you know, if you try and play that speed, you're really playing into their hands. They love counter-attack footy, off-the-cuff footy. If you're Royals, I think, again, like I said, I think you want to sort of take it to this young forward pack and get them off their paces, and then, you know, use the experience of McMahon and Pedro to just really control the speed and flow of the game.
Absolutely, there's experience everywhere, and it's a great point. There's just experience everywhere for this Royal side. You look at 9, 10, 12, 14, Rolando, McMahon, Bodman Going. They've been in the trenches, they're premiership winners, and in the pack, Kimber, probably the leader there, and Penders and Kudlusi, guys that really know how to win. Dead heat at the scrum, but Scott goes to the right-hand side. Probably not the right option there with no support for Seth Going, and good turnover from Vikings, fronting up physically there.
Yeah, Vikings definitely had the short side stack there. I'm not sure that was quite the right option, but obviously with that scrum, it didn't leave Rory much options. Once he picked up the ball, he kind of was forced to go right, and you know, good initial contact there from Seth, but it wasn't good with, just didn't hold on to the ball, was strong enough.
No budge yet at set piece time. This is a perfect attacking platform now for Vikings. Certainly looking to shaping here to attack early.
Yeah, dangerous position for Royals to defend here. Obviously, a lot of space for John Jackson Hope and Len to work with, and obviously the experienced Isaac Thompson can put them in the right spot.
Absolutely, Ernest Suavai lurking in behind as well. Good secondary shove here from Vikings, then go forward and they get the penalty.
Yeah, great work there by Tuggeranong.
Absolutely, it came from Wagner on the far side. Sione Taylor, as you said, veteran campaigner, just kept the pressure on.
Yeah, no, great work there from Wagner. He really forced his way through on Penders, and Penders had to slide out, and that opened up that space to edge that side forward, and then just Royals walked around.
Joel Pender's probably not a natural loose head. Luke, would you say more comfortable on the tight head side?
Yeah, he's experienced across the front row, but I think he's definitely more suited to the tight head side. That's where he's played a lot of his first grade football, but just come back from a stint over in Ireland where he's also played a lot of hooker. So, like I said, he's very versatile across this front row.
Absolutely. Only came back a couple of weeks, I believe.
Yeah, he was back last Friday, and next thing you know, he was on the field on Saturday.
Knows exactly what it takes to win in this competition. Joel Pender's another one of those experienced campaigners, and it's a turnover
for
Royals, and scrappy from Vikings.
Yeah, just a little bit of execution errors here from Tuggeranong, playing probably a little bit too far into the line. You know, when you're trying to throw those passes at the line, as players are getting hit as they receive the ball, it's when you're going to cough it up more often than not. So just, yeah, a little bit eager to push the footy, I think, at the moment, Tuggeranong.
Certainly feels like a big occasion here at Phillip Oval today.
Yeah,
incredible energy, and you know, it's really tense here. You could just feel it, can't you?
Yeah, obviously it's a big game for both clubs. Obviously playing for the Wallace Skull and Shield every time, first time they come up against each other. And obviously as well, the Bob Hitchcock is up for the grabs today.
I was just about to say, so much up for grabs. Table position, Wally Skull and Cup, of course, and Bob Hitchcock Shield, all to play for here at Phillip Oval. These games don't decide competitions, but when you look back on them, they often tell you a story. And Royals looking comfortable as Kimber gets them over the cane line. Big shot in midfield there from Sione Towell on Penders. But advantage coming from Royals, so despite that ball going to deck there, they'll have a chance to cool things down.
Yeah.
What a shot in midfield.
Yeah, Sione loves that, you know. He's got good game sense that, you know, obviously it comes with experience. He saw that Penders was getting that ball and he knew that Penders wasn't going to be shifting it, so opportunity to jam from the outside and hit an unseeing Penders.
Yeah, he stalked him, didn't he? Just waited and bided his time, and when he shot out of the line, made really good contact, but penalty was coming.
Yeah, we just got Jason.
So good field position for Royals.
We've got Jason Swayone down in the backfield here from Royals. Looks like a knee by the way the physios are looking at him.
Absolutely. Give a chance for a few messages and Waters to come on after a frantic start here.
Yeah, this is
Phillip Oval.
Yeah, this is really the first break in play for either team. So I think, you know, both teams are coming together. Tuggeranong very quickly in there. No doubt Isaac Thompson will be sort of barking some orders around what we need to be doing.
So you mentioned before playing for the Wally Skull Cup today. Of course, you know, just a adored member of this club that tragically died in a car crash in 2002, and just reading about his life and his story, really, it just gives this game extra meaning, doesn't it?
Yeah, I haven't heard a person say a bad word about Wallace Skull, and obviously, you know, a great man. And had
cracking left boot, apparently.
Yeah, apparently they say one of the kicks one of the best goal kicks I've ever seen from Matt Cleary in a piece this week about the rivalry between these two clubs.
I was just about to say that piece was incredible. If you haven't read it and you're watching at home, half time, to see Luke Kimber dragging 3 or 4 into Vikings 22.
Great leg drive there from Luke Kimber.
He looks right up for this, does Luke Kimber, leading his side early as Lincoln Smith is driven over the line. Had to be held up there, and it was, but it'll be a scrum 5 for Royals.
Yeah.
Turning up the heat now, Luke.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, Royals starting to just slowly get that front foot edge going, and yeah, look to stomp it home there again. Just some smart play there from Pedro to hit the short side and hit a big body in Lincoln Smith, and leg drive gets them over the line. But great goal line D from Tuggeranong to get some bodies there to, you know, hold Lincoln Smith up.
Absolutely. As you say, they are the defending champions, Vikings, but missing so many names and experienced heads out there. So it's going to be a tough day for them, especially if they're going to be defending like this for large periods. Not able to hold on to the ball just yet. A reset of the scrum.
Yeah, it just didn't look stable as they were coming down there. I think both backs looked a little bit wobbly. James will really want them to be square and steady before he progresses through his sequences. And, you know, it's up to the front row to get that right.
See, just a natural setup here for Royals. Seth going, keeping on his right wing. So that's holding Suavai on his. You'd want to be looking to get Lincoln Smith on the ball here. Luke, just a dynamic runner and a powerful young man.
This far out with that much head of speed for young Lincoln Smith.
And there's going. We said he was on his right wing, but came off it and took a massive tackle from Ryan Lonergan to keep him out. There's Bodman. Get their lines crossed slightly to Royals, but Lancaster's in. What a try for the home side. Super hands, well worked, and what a finish from Doug Lancaster on this left-hand side. Luke, clean work.
Great
Royals.
Great work there, James Bodman, drifting across field and sublime pass to give Dougie that half a sniff to the dive over in the touchline there. Yeah, really great work from Royals.
Absolutely, just met the ball at speed and didn't take a toe off the gas. Did Doug Lancaster, went straight through the contact and a really good finish in the left-hand corner. 8-0 to the good Royals. They look right up for this, straight back to halfway, keen for more work as Rolando lines up a conversion that will push them out to 10-0, and Vikings have to be a bit of honesty in the huddle there, Luke. Not been a great start to this game.
Look, I think the message there from Tuggeranong will be, don't panic. That, like I said, they haven't had much ball. The ball that they've had, they've sort of dropped a little bit. So I'd say, if we can cool our jets, just get a bit of possession under our way, we can crawl back into this. It's only 8 points to 0 down so far. This game's, a long way to go in this game. As we said, they'll back their ability to be able to finish. I think they'll be preaching, keep calm and cool head here.
And just as you say, really good energy from Vikings. Straight back to halfway, and they're ready to go as well. Like we've been saying since the start here, Luke, they're going to be fast finishers, so no doubt it's a long way to go. Royals looking really dangerous in the early parts of this game. Kimber gives to Rolando. Carbon copy of when Rolando gave him the lead earlier on. He gets them out of dodge. Really good touch finder there again from Rolando.
Yeah, again, I think it's obviously, you don't want to play football in your your 22 or your half. You want to just get it over there and back your defence.
Vikings going long a couple of times. I wonder, will they think about changing up their attack? Just see a crooked throw.
Yeah,
Sam Thomas.
Unfortunately, the line-out jumper there for Tuggeranong was catching that on his outside shoulder, and it really leaves James no choice there, even with the Royals not putting up much of a contest.
Yeah, these days you've got to be pretty crooked nowadays to get called for that kind of stuff, Luke.
Yeah, like I said, that was right on the outside shoulder of the jumper there, so it didn't leave James much options. But
there's been a couple of contenders for that hooker spot for Vikings this year. Of course, Michael Chick Henry on the bench. I wonder if his experience could be key coming off the bench with so many young guys out there for Vikings. But Sam Thomas was excellent last week against West, both in set piece and in attack. And talk about set piece, great scrum from Vikings.
Great scrum there from Vikings. They got their timing absolutely perfectly. Just as Sudatai goes to strike for the ball, they really put that pressure through on both sides of the scrum, and Royals were going back at a rate of knots.
As you know, as a front row, Luke, sometimes it might look like it's even in there, but often it's just creaking, and then it cracks. And that, on that time, absolutely, the timing was perfect. Vikings, knowing they had the upper hand, good discipline to hold their drive, and when it came, forced the penalty. And now, after a really good strike from Lonergan, it's the champions' turn to launch an attack. Once again, the energy to get to the line out, so noticeable from Vikings.
Yeah, Vikings, like I said, they're really looking to play this up-tempo game. I think that's been their style for years now. It's won them a lot of football games, and they'll back themselves here.
Better ball from Thomas. Wagner splits off from the maul early. So it's slow ball now for Vikings, but they are in the Royals 22, and there's Thomas. Certainly made up for that crooked throw now, has Thomas. Or miscommunication there at the Vikings back line, but it's Ikitau. Puts on the footwork, shrugs off one. And another.
Great footwork again through contact there.
So dangerous is Ikitau, and that's a great carry from Cooper to Cater.
Yeah, tough
straight
line.
Over the gain line. Jackson Hope looks for a soft shoulder, but ball seemed to be knocked on, but
yeah, crowd not happy with that one.
We play on in Suavai. How important will that be if Vikings go on to score here? That'll surely be a bone to big by the Royals faithful here at Phillip Oval. As Taylor gets over the gain line and Lonergan looks wide to Jackson Hope. Speculative ball there from Lonergan to Jackson Hope. Had he caught it, he was in.
Definitely opened up in the defence. It's great vision there from Lonergan. Just again, sort of execution right at the gain line, not there.
One-on-one here, Wilson and Going. Good tackle from Going and covering up from Rolando. Vikings straight back on the attack.
They're making the game line here quite well, Tuggeranong.
Thompson plays to the line. Gets past one or two. Dragged down by his heels, but Vikings in the ascendancy now. Good footwork there from Takeda. Lonergan to Taylor. Playing with here, Tuggeranong, and Taylor takes a couple to drag him down, and Allen just can't hold his run. Angus Allen, he goes again. Haven't even mentioned his name yet, but such an important force for the Tuggeranong Vikings is Angus Allen. Vikings backline screaming for it, but they keep it through the forwards. No try, double movement.
Yeah, he's saying he's not released there, so he's gone to ground, he's played the ball, and then he's played it twice.
They've gone quick here. Bodman puts a kick in behind. Vikings were alive to the counter, but and ball just doesn't drift out, so we keep playing. Really well done from Wilson. He's got a couple of front rows in front of him. Races around Scott.
Sorry, Scott with the tackle.
But the back row is up to the task. Advantage coming for Vikings. Lonergan goes wide through Allen. He puts Kimber on the deck, does Angus Allen. Gives it into right. Back and forth we go here at Phillip Oval. Thompson goes wide to Thomas. Grzikowski finds Langtree on the right wing. It's a foot race for the corner, and it's a try.
Yeah, great work there from Tuggeranong. Side to side ball movement, really identifying the space well. The run there from Angus Allen was great. In and away, he's really used the ball quite well. Didn't overplay his hand. And yeah, I'm always backing Joe Langtree in a foot race with Sam Von Blackensee. No offence to the tall timber.
Oh, that's cruel. He did his best, did Sam Von Blackensee, but yeah, no doubt. Really good finish from Langtree. And how about the last pass from Grzikowski? Had no time, but just floated it over to his winger, and just see the dynamism the Vikings have when they turn it on. Again,
I think you look at the skill level across Vikings 1 to 15. I think they can all catch, they can all pass, they can all run, they can all tackle well. It's a great ball from Grzikowski.
Much like Joel Penders, Luke Grzikowski coming off a stint in Ireland. He's actually playing with the same club that Brumby's head coach and former Vikings head coach Dan McKellar coached way back in the day. So a bit of a link there in Ireland, but he's brought a bit of balance to this Vikings back row that it might not have had early doors in the season. A real ball player, a real link player, and a energy
and he's
all day with Grzikowski.
Yeah, he's been in and around the Viking system for the last couple of years. I think he's played quite a number of first grade games, and obviously it's a good, it really rounds out that back row for them.
Still young is Grzikowski as well, and growing in stature. Is the young man was influential in the grand final last year as Lonergan just can't find the radar there. Still comfortable lead here for Royals, but Vikings right back into the game, and seeing their attacking flair. When they had a bit of space, they just shifted the ball really well, didn't they?
Yeah, that's it. The only difference between Tuggeranong there and what was happening before was that those passes weren't sticking. They were just spilling it into contact, and if you give them an inch of room, they'll take it.
Not afraid to counter-attack as well. You think about that Jamie Bodman kick that just didn't go into touch, and the counter-attack through Wilson. Key here, Nikitau one-on-one.
Good hands.
Really good hands and good contact. Now Suavai gives it to Grzikowski. Looks to link up the flanker. That ball's play on now, going. Did really well. It was knocked back from Seth going. He's got his side out of trouble. Still danger here for Royals though. With Rolando on deck, Kimber will have to play halfback.
Tough line there from Jason Swain just to buy Royals a bit of time, get Pedro back there to organise what he's doing.
Back on his feet, the Argentinian halfback, and gives it to Ty. Angus Wagner all over that ball. And it's a turnover. Really, really good work from the tight head there.
Yeah, got himself into a position that was just impossible for him to move. Joel Penders had tried to roll him out of there, but just too strong from Angus.
So one of those guys that's been around the professional setup, Angus Wagner, but over the last year or so, really turning himself into a pro, and signed for the rest of the year with the Brumbies. Big game tonight for the Brumbies against the Waratahs, mate.
Yeah.
Race home to watch that one.
Yeah, no, what a day of, just some of the best rivalries in rugby in Australia. Obviously Tuggeranong Royals is a much storied rivalry dating back to the 90s, and it doesn't get much bigger at Super Rugby than Brumby Stars.
It's funny, every year that rivalry just seems to gain chapters, doesn't it? No matter what happens, the grand final, whoever wins, Royals and Vikings, write history in the Tuggeranong Cup, and there's Wagner.
Another great scrum.
Another great scrum. And they have a free shot now through Jackson Hope. Made the initial break, but he was unceremoniously dropped in back play.
Great cover tackle there from Max Singh.
Advantage coming though.
Come back to the scrum penalty here, and I wouldn't be surprised if Tuggeranong looked to go again.
Yeah, it's a kickable penalty here for Lonergan, and possibly having not had the better of the early play, Vikings could take a shot, but you saw Lonergan there looking to his captain, and they will take another scrum here, we reckon.
Yeah, injury down in the backfield. I'm not sure quite who it is. Is it Len
looks to be Len Ikatau.
That is concerns for Tuggeranong. Obviously, very, very quality player. But again, I think here, it shows you the signs of where Vikings' mental state is in terms of the football game. They see that they're very much in this. It's a very kickable penalty with a reliable boot of Lonergan, but they want to be here scoring 5 and 7 points.
And perhaps thinking that penalty count at scrum time could come into play as well. Luke, you keep shifting those. We'll give the referee a bit of a... Could ask him a question later on.
Yeah, obviously this is sort of 2 or 3 penalties in a row here. James is coming across to have a chat to Joel Penders and sort of explain, probably got to keep square here, mate.
Is that, yeah, I was just about to say, I think that's probably what's going on there, is pressure's coming in and Penders just turning in slightly.
Yeah, I think you've probably, obviously, coming up against a quality tight head like Wagner, and Joel hasn't, like we said before, hasn't played a lot of loose head, so just some, there's some key differences between a loose head and tight head that, probably don't know until you've packed down on both sides, and, Joel just getting done here probably needs to load up a little bit more on that inside knee and just really sort of drive in through that inside knee.
As I say, one of those being that you turn into pressure as a tight head and need to stay square as a loose head, so we'll see how he navigates the rest of this game. Joel Penders, as you said, so experienced, and big win there for Vikings with Lenny Katau fit to continue.
Yeah, again, I think you'll look to see even using Rabs to come back here through an unders, try and open up the speed between the legs of McMahon, which aren't quite as quick as they used to be.
We did see Jackson Hope find a seam the last time Vikings attacked. Better scrum there from Royals, and they hold the ball up, and Suavai evades Kimber and looks for McMahon. Lonergan bumps behind field to Thompson. He gives to Jackson Hope. Tackle's good from Swain. Vikings on the attack now, and it's a try. Great offload from Angus Allen, and look at the raps the young man's getting. Jack Wright on his first grade debut.
Yeah, congratulations,
getting
Jack.
the score.
Scoring on debut, it's one of the things you always dream of when you go and make that debut. Just some sloppy work there from Royals' defence, not really aiming up on that short side. There was numbers there, just got caught on their heels, not getting up off the line.
Thought Lonergan's delay of the pass there might have just dragged in a few Royals defenders, and the line from Allen was perfect, and the offload was excellent as well.
Yeah, great work there from Lonergan. That delay of pass, it forces the defence's eyes in, and it makes, opens up that hole there for Allen to get through, and then obviously again, absolutely great offload from Allen to Wright.
So we'll take this time with Ryan Lonergan lining up a conversion that would put Vikings into lead. To thank our sponsors, Griffin Legal, our naming rights sponsors, Han Superdry, the Match of the Round sponsors, Rourke Projects, McDonald's, ACT, O'Neill's and Poplars. Live on Bar TV Sport. The big one, the rematch. The one we've all been waiting for. It's been a fascinating contest so far, both sides having purple patches, but Vikings with the chance now to take the lead through Ryan Lonergan.
And he's knocked that one over.
Absolutely no mistake there from from Ryan Lonergan, a really good kick, and Vikings take their first lead of the game. Royals needing to respond now, Luke.
Yeah, the story of the first half is whoever's held the ball has looked pretty dangerous, and particularly with field position. So I think, Royals will again look to go deep here and try and pin Tuggeranong in and get the ball back. Build some pressure that way.
Big contact there from Jamie Field. Vikings growing in confidence. Just see the tails are up now, and Jack Wright, fresh off his try, gets him going again with Thompson. Looks to play position. Straight to Smith. Puts up the Gary Owen, and that'll be a contest now for Seth Going to take. Put enough pressure on there, did Seth Going, so first knock gone from Vikings. Net gain by Royals.
Yeah, net gain, but obviously it means we come down to another scrum, and Tuggeranong have really had the upper hand here. Been pretty early on, but Agnes Wegner is just really putting a ton of pressure through on this tight head side, and it's really coming through on what we'd call a second shove.
Just feel if they can just get parity even, look, if they can just hold square, give this Royals backline a chance to attack. Haven't seen enough of McMahon, haven't seen enough of Bodman with ball in hand yet.
Yeah, I think definitely for this scrum, you're looking for just a quick channel one ball, get the ball in, get the ball out, and then move on.
So 12-8, finally balanced. Oh, Rolando, if he'd have played that ball, it might have been 7 for Vikings.
Yeah.
To that ball. Let's play on here in Kimber.
That stutter step is working a treat today for him.
He loves it, does Luke Kimber. It works. Jason Swain met right at the gain line by Lenny Cattell, showing no ill effects of that injury, copped a couple of minutes back. This is better from Royals now, working through the phases.
Yeah, just settling.
Cowan is whacked off the ball. Kimber bumps to Bodman. That's play on. Max Singh now. Oh, I have to agree with the Royals faithful here. I have to agree. That ball was definitely tapped off a Vikings player.
Look, at the end of the day, James is the official out there, and it's on what he's saying. And he's acknowledged the crowd.
Good diplomacy there from Lukey Fisher, but yeah, definitely from mine, from up here, it definitely looked like it was knocked back by a Vikings player. Should have been play on. Max Singh was in a bit of space. Wouldn't have backed him to score from there, Luke, but still,
yeah,
Royals on the attack.
Will put us really on the front foot, and obviously, then you can really flatten up that attack, and it's what happens on the back of that. I would have backed Max Singh to definitely keep control of the ball, but anyway, come back to the scrum.
Jackson Hope goes wide to Wilson. Bit of pace from Wilson. Oh, and it's popped up for him. Pops it to Lonergan. And the Vikings go in for another score.
Yeah, those footballs can do some freaky things sometimes. Obviously pops up there for Wilson, and yeah, pretty easy try. I think from Royals' perspective there, I think what would be worrying the coaching staff was how easy Tuggeranong bounced outside the Royals' backline defence to really open that space up originally for Wilson.
Horror from Royals, just say unlucky bounce of the ball, but really good from Wilson to not give up on the play. Ball popped up for him, and he had the presence of mind to pop it off to Lonergan.
Yeah, and again, just an example of how game of football can change in the turn of a hat or a blow of the whistle. Royals were on front football there, we all thought, and then next minute you're under your post trying to collect yourselves.
Absolutely, and you've got to, in these big games, you can't be leaking points when you're not getting beaten. At least don't beat yourself, and it felt like their Royals. That's a free 7, and Lonergan makes no mistake. 19-10.
Yeah, that was a try absolutely out of nothing. Come off a like I said, just really Tuggeranong getting on the outside of the Royals' backline defence quite easily. You don't want to be giving up 7 points like that, you know, when you got the ball in good field position. And I think, you know, it's just Royals have got to dig themselves out of this a little bit. They've gone into their shell a bit now.
Absolutely. We said they needed to respond, Royals, and they did, but Vikings took advantage of a bit of sloppy play, and it's another bit of sloppy play from Pedro Rolando.
Yeah, it's amazing how these things, as during a football game, they multiply on top of each other. You know, you have a sloppy offload, and then you sloppy D, and then sloppy restart. These things start to compound, and you know you got to just try and find something that you can do to really break out of it. Whether it be a good tackle or a good jackal, something. Just Royals got to search for something here.
Absolutely, it almost feels like they had that in that attack through Singh, but was taken back and just not going right so far in this second part of this first half for Royals. I think it's fair to say, look, it's all changed since that scrum dominance has started to really come into play from Vikings.
Yeah, on the back of the scrum dominance is where really Tuggeranong's taking their advantage. But ever since the conversion from Pedro on the try, it's been all Tuggeranong.
And it continues to be here with a bit of push and shove, and it's all in for now.
Yeah,
not sure what we saw there.
Look, Angus Allen's thrown Kimber to the ground, and I think Kimber hasn't copped it too well. And big Sam Von Blackens, he's a passionate man. He's standing up for his teammate there. Says, you know what, you're not going to be bullying my team. He wants to, you know, he doesn't want to let Tuggeranong feel like they can just sort of bully us around here. So, and I think James handled that pretty well. Just going to the.
Yeah, interesting to know. No further discussion from either ref or touchy there from James Morris.
Yeah,
to his ARs here.
Yeah, there's nothing in it. I think Sam sort of come and told Angus, mate, don't throw my blokes around.
Either way, look, another scrum penalty, another cracking kick from Lonergan.
Yeah,
now Vikings with another chance to extend this lead.
Yeah, definitely under pressure here.
Ball's right from Thomas, and they go to the maul. It's well stopped at source from Royals, but now Vikings turn the corner and get it shifting. Brilliant work in the middle there from Jamie Field.
Yeah, they've done really well here, Tuggeranong.
Still going forward are the Vikings. They get the transfer to Grzikowski. It'll all be about the whistle here. Try!
Yeah.
We'll see who comes up with the ball. Looks to be Sam Thomas or Luke Grzikowski won it, but really it's an all-out shove.
Yeah, mate.
An all-out win there from Vikings.
Yeah, put that one down to the Tuggeranong forward pack. Really responded well to the Royals' initial counter of the maul, but just kept that pressure coming through the centre, and once that, you know, a bit like the scrum time, once that pressure woke up, they worked forward, and Royals didn't respond very well there. They had probably a couple of people that needed to work a bit harder to get back behind the ball again, but yeah, like just saying, Tuggeranong's having all the answers at the moment.
We talked about Royals probably looking to put it up to the Tuggeranong pack, this more experienced pack for Royals, but in truth in this first half, Luke, it's the young gun Vikings who are well dominant here, mate.
Yeah, definitely. I think
is that a surprise for you?
It certainly is. I thought that was well. I think that's Royals have tried to take them on the forwards, but the Tuggeranong forward pack is a surprise. And to be honest, this pretty representative backline has been pretty quiet for Tuggeranong. It's been all their forward pack that's done the work, and I think big credit there starts from the tight head prop Angus Wagner.
Crowd do their best to put off Ryan Lonergan, but he makes no mistake. Does the Vikings halfback.
And that's half time.
Converts it, yet another try for Vikings, and it is half time. 21-10 at the break. Fair to say, look, after the first exchanges, we didn't look like we'd be here with Vikings holding such a big lead over Royals, but they've made the most of that pack dominance, haven't they, in the latter part of this half?
They certainly have. Tuggeranong, you know, they've taken every opportunity in that sort of back end of the second half. that's come their way. They've capitalised on all, and they've done what you need to do and put the ball over the line for 5 and 7 points. And again, I think just that the ball is sticking now for Tuggeranong when it wasn't to start the game. And
As you say, as you see,
crowd goes wild for Craig McMahon, I believe, in his budgies, doing some push-ups.
any context here? Looking.
I'm guessing Craig was away for a week, I think. Took the family away on a holiday, and maybe the boys just made him have punishment for that.
Well, he's done his stint. He's not been too bad in the first half either, so
Yeah, I know.
bit of halftime entertainment here for Phillip from the home playing staff. Love to see it. But yeah, fascinating half, Luke. It was Royals that got us going through Pedro Orlando and Doug Lancaster with that really well worked try. But ever since, it's been all Vikings, and we've seen some really good play from the likes of Grzikowski, Angus Allen, Langtree scored, got them going. Did Joe Langtree, and then Dean Wilson first to react to that loose ball, popped it off to Lonergan for their second. We'll wait and see who gets tipped with that last try. But yeah, it was an all-out effort, of course, from Vikings, and that kind of told the story, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think realistically, I think just got to put it down to the forward pressure that our Tuggeranong's going through here is really setting the tone, and that's where it's all coming through. Royals, they're still not out of it. I think Southie will get a hold of him, and he'll have a few strong words. And, Royals will have the downhill run in the second half, and hopefully they can turn around and put some points on the board.
Absolutely. Not over yet. We'll be back soon. 21-10 in favour of Vikings at the break. Hello and welcome back to Phillip Oval. We're back underway here in the Hans Superdry match of the round between league leaders Royals and the defending champions Vikings. It's Vikings 19-10 to the good. 26-10 to the good at the break after just a fascinating first half where Royals got the better of things in the early exchanges, but Vikings making their powerful presence in the forward pack tell, and we see it again here in the early exchanges in the second half.
Yeah.
Apologise in the first half for some technical difficulties on the live stream. We'll work with that. We'll give you some live updates as we go, some score updates as we go through here. But I'm joined by Luke Fisher in the commentary box. Luke, Vikings starting the second half as they finish the first.
Yeah, our Vikings forward pack here are really making a point that they're up for the challenge. Great work there on Lincoln Smith, just not releasing the ball.
We see Sam Thomas go fishing for the ball.
It's good work from the ball kids over there. Obviously, make Tuggeranong go get their own ball.
Bit slow to start the second half, as I think we all were. It's been a frantic day. Frantic, fascinating first half. The Vikings on the attack now, and that's Jackson Hope.
Good frontline ball there from for Vikings. It's slowed down though.
Getting his side going forward, and here's Thompson.
Nice work, Max Singh.
Absolutely. Really good defence from Max Singh. 26-10. Even though it was an even first half, Vikings with a commanding lead, 26-10 at Phillip Oval. Lonergan gives it to Cater. Next couple of scores in this game could be crucial, Luke, as we see Langtree make a half break.
Yeah.
Lonergan gets them going forward, and Jackson Hope tries to get round Swain, just can't get past that soft shoulder, and Sione Taylor goes forward, bumps it inside to Wagner.
Met by Joel Penders. Yeah, I think if Tuggeranong are the next to score and they look like they're about to go over, I think panic station's a little bit for Royals. Like we said, Tuggeranong have been historically fast finishers in these competitions so far, so...
It was just when you said it, they looked like they were in for all money with Grozikowski, but great turnover there from Royals, and then could that be just the little catalyst they need to settle things down?
It's a moment like that could turn it around for Royals. Obviously, you get the ball back here, a bit further downfield, you can control some possession, you get a break here and things can turn around quite quickly. It's just about trying to find that one moment that you can use to leverage some possession.
Vikings making the most of that forward pressure. Something's got to change for Royals. They've got to maintain possession and get some territories. We see Lancaster get off his wing. That'll get them going forward.
Loves a bit of contact, Dougie.
On Black and See, he won't shirk away from the contact either, will the big second rower.
Yeah, great carry there. Strong carry, drove those feet through, and then the experience of McMahon. Let's play down, get the ball down the other end of the field.
It was a decent kick from McMahon, but well met by Wilson, and that's a tough one to deal with for Lincoln Smith. All on his own here, Lincoln Smith. Just comes off of the inside of his boot, so chance to counter-attack now for Langtree. Feeds Suavai, and they go wide to Thompson. Spots a bit of real estate himself, does Thompson, and another tough bounce for Royals. Finds Rolando, and he looks for the safety of touch.
Yeah, some just really experienced play there from both the number 10s. I think, probably two of the more experienced players on the field, and just trying to earn some field position through the boot.
It's Vikings who win the kick tennis, though. They get a line at just on the 40 here, and they go wide to Jackson Hope, and Thompson tips early to Icatown. He bumps it off to Wilson. Wilson! He won't be stopped, will he, Wilson? What a try!
He's got some wheels, that's for sure, Mr. Wilson.
It looked like they didn't know, Lukey.
Yeah.
Let him roll into the space and he just turned on the afterburners. What a try.
Yeah, great
from
ball.
Vikings fullback Dean Wilson.
Great work in the lead up there from Isaac Thompson, who got the ball to Lenny Katau, who then fed Wilson, just drifted across the midfield and really opened up some space for that hole for Wilson to go through. And yeah, he's got wheels. I don't think Royals are expecting him to be quite that fast. And I think Royals now there's some panic comes into them. Down by what's that, 21.
It'll be
the kick to come.
It'll be 31-10. After that, even worse.
Yeah. Oh,
down
by 21 points.
Even in a deeper hole.
Yeah.
So down by 21. It's it's next score becomes really key now, doesn't it, Luke? If Vikings can get the next one, it could be all over here. Even though we've got so long to play, they just look unbeatable today. They're in that championship form that they showed.
Yeah, like I said, everything that they're touching in this sort of the back end of this game has turned to gold for them. The passes are sticking, the spaces are opening up for them. They're catching Royals on the back foot. They've had all the territory. But yeah, like I said, 21 points down for Royals. You got to try and respond, and that just plays into Tuggeranong's hands of the way they want to play.
Absolutely, they can just keep it tight and just rely on the forwards. They don't have to chase the game. Use the culture boots of Isaac Thompson and Ryan Lonergan, and he doesn't mind striking him from this side. Does Ryan Lonergan?
That's a beautiful.
Does he mind? No. What a strike!
Yeah, beautiful there
from Ryan Lonergan. Really, really crucial conversion.
Yeah, and
puts it out to even more than 3 converted tries.
Yeah,
mountain to climb now for Royals.
Yeah, the scoreboard very much becomes Tuggeranong's friend here. They don't have to play a lot of football. I think they will continue to, but here we go.
But that's what it's all about, is they don't have to play football. They can play their game, and now Royals chasing. Something's got to change, and that's a good start to gain a turnover off the kickoff. And Black and Sea on his own,
but
isolated here is from Black and Sea. Gets a good offload. Yeah. Kimber, stutter step Kimber. Doesn't go far this time. The Royals back row.
Yeah, Royals look a little bit off today. Just everything they're doing is very flat-footed. They're not running onto the ball with a lot of punch. And yeah, like I said, I think that's a lot of credit to the Tuggeranong. They've had a lot of ball, and it's probably taken a bit of out of the Royals when the Royals have the ball. Better go forward this time though from Royals. Just as you say, Rory Scott getting them going forward, meeting the ball at pace. Rolando bumps behind his Forrest McMahon, and he finds Kadlewski. Standing start again though. Yeah, again, like you have a look at there. I don't think that forward pod there was really looking to get the ball. They were just expecting to be sort of a decoy, and we catch the ball flat-footed. We get caught behind the gain line, and it forces us into some awkward full position, and we make an error down on that blind side. And that's how it goes, isn't it, as well? Like, you're going forward, everything's good, you get a flat foot ball, suddenly you're under pressure and you're trying to force things, and that's what we saw with Seth going there. Yeah. I suppose sensing how the game's going, looking to make things happen out of nowhere, and just forcing a pass that really wasn't on there for Seth going. Yeah, and that's another chance for Vikings to get out of their own red zone. Again, I think that just shows you the power that the scoreboard has on teams. They go quick to Royals. Bodman gives to Swain. Vikings are alive to the attack, but advantage coming for Royals. I think it might be for a high shot by Lenny Katau and Jason Swain. High and perhaps no arms from Katau. Certainly look to put one on Wilson or Jason Swain there. Kimber gets Royals going forward, and still going is Kimber. Jezikowski straight on that ball though. Always a threat is Gerzikowski, but knock on there from your man, so we'll come back for the penalty. Couple of penalty options here for Royals. Got to be thinking corner now, Luke. No time for that scoreboard pressure we talked about earlier. Yeah, no, I think when you're down by 23, I think you've got to plug the corner here and back to things you do at training during the week. They won't panic here though, Royals. They've got so much experience out there, so many guys that can score from anywhere. You think of Lincoln Smith, Jamie Bodman, Seth Going. These guys can score from anywhere, so so much to play for here still, despite the 33-10 advantage for Vikings. Yeah, no, definitely still not out of the game at all by any measure for Royals, but it's like I said, it's what those scoreboard does. It does some funny things to teams.
Excellent line out there from Royals, and they'll set a drive.
Responded well. He's come
That
around the
maul
side.
is shifting, and Jack Wright caught offside. That maul was absolutely motoring there.
Yeah, I think probably lucky not to be on the
He might have thought about it.
on the sideline for 10 minutes there. That was pretty cynical, jumping around the side of a very, very fast-moving forward maul.
I was just about to say it, Luke. It was almost a veteran play there from the young man on his run on debut.
Yeah.
Sensed it was shifting there and just took it down at source.
Yeah, I think things on his advantage is the first time that they've given away one under that sort of pressure, and obviously that little bit too far out from the try line.
No guesses for where this one's going. They hold Scott up, looking to set that maul. It's Sudatai at the back. He won't be stopped. It's a try. Oh, it was a try all day from up here, but no whistle from the referee.
Yeah, I think just James didn't get himself quite into a good spot there, and
it's knocked on from Royals.
Again,
well, from mine again. Look, it was over the line.
We were on a much better angle there than James to see that ball grounded. Again, unfortunately, James is the one that needs to see the ball on the line. Tuggeranong does well to hide it, and then again, just Royals trying to force their hand, come up with an error, and Tuggeranong get the ball back.
I mean, we might have called it early without the whistle, but gee, he looked over, didn't he?
I'm like I said, I saw
your Royals cap on now. That was a try.
That was a try, but again, James didn't see the ball on the line, so Royals have to move on here. You can't get caught up on that.
Another huge moment in this game. That score goes over, and you're thinking, still so much time now. Vikings with this dominant pack, could they earn themselves a penalty and exit here? It's certainly starting to creak there.
This will be another penalty.
It is. They earned that penalty. They have a chance to attack here with the free shot. Little kick from Langtree. Doesn't go to hand. Still with Langtree, and now they've got some space to counter. That's Jackson Hope. Being tracked by Bodman, but what a ball from Jackson Hope to Suavai. It's Ernest Suavai versus Going. Beats Going, but pops it off to Jamie Bodman tracking back. So
good contact there from Lenny Cattell.
It was. Bodman felt the full effects of Vikatau. And Royals look to run it out of their own 22. 6s and 7s from both sides here. Someone's got to cool it down, and it's Sudatai.
Yeah, great run there from Suda to take the pressure off.
How many times has he done that today? So hard to stop as Sudatai.
Yeah, he's really warming into the season, Suda. I think he's gotten better every week, and just, that leg drive of his is huge.
Lincoln Smith on the right wing puts another one of those kicks that angles inside, so it's easier to take for Vikings, and that's a great kick from Jordan Jackson Hope.
Yeah, experience on their show there from Jordan Jackson Hope. Saw the wide open space. The man who was putting the pressure on him was his wing that he was kicking to, and again, this is what Vikings can do. You've got the scoreboard in your favour. You force Royals to play from your half, and then things will come up.
Fine margins, Luke. Fine margins in games like this, and as you say, Lancaster was half a second away from pummeling Jordan Jackson Hope, but the kick was good. And they'll have to attack from their own 22 again, will Royals.
And this is again where the scoreboard, it plays pressure with you. Royals normally would probably look to try and get this ball down the other end of the field.
There it is. Just as you say it. As you say it.
Yeah.
They force another attack, knowing that they've got to score soon. Ball doesn't go to hand, and Vikings can turn up the pressure. That scoreboard really playing into the hands of Vikings now. Would you like to see Royals still kick out of those areas, considering that there's time on the clock, and you don't want to, as much as you're chasing a game, you don't want it to get out of hand either.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I think probably Royals need to just have ball in hand at the moment. They haven't had a lot in this probably last 30 or 30 minutes that we've been playing. But you don't need to throw those little offloads like the panic offloads that we're throwing at the moment. Like right there, probably the best thing to do is go to ground, retain possession, and then go to the next phase. But again, scoreboard pressure. You go, crap. We've got to do something here. We've got to got to play some up-tempo footy. We've got to try and get that miracle play off, and unfortunately that can cause errors, and then, you know, you just compound that into pressure for Tuggeranong.
Yeah, it just seems like a couple of times today there's been half chances for Royals and almost too eager to take them and bite your hand off for that chance rather than building pressure and taking them when they're really on, not those half chances.
Yeah,
and it's given Vikings now a chance with a scrum really in the ascendancy now, and you just think 33-10, if they can maybe even eke out a penalty here, would that be the score that would just send them too far away from Royals? You see Cooper Takeda coming off. He's put in a really good shift as the young lock, but his day's done here.
Yeah, it's been a great work from the young lock. Obviously, you know, doing his work here at scrum time. But yeah, again, like just it's been all Tuggeranong in this second half again. Just they keep building that pressure every time Royals look to capitalise. There's sort of a little knock on here or things like that, and it just plays into Tuggeranong's time. They can just take the time out of the game.
Absolutely. Biggest scrum of the day here. Royals just need to hold firm if they can.
Yeah,
you know that Vikings will look to attack still, but if they can just hold firm and not eke out a penalty alone, it'll be a huge win for the Blue Baggers here with not still time remaining, but
good hit
time still running out
from Royals.
Lonergan goes blind with Ikitau. Ikitau bumps off Orlando, puts on the footwork, and it's a try. Too good, too silky is Len Ikitau. Powerful, the step, the pace, everything.
Yeah, great
beautiful work from Len Ikitau. What a try.
Great work there by Len Ikitau. Yeah, just jumping to the outside there, and great fend on Pedro Orlando to send him flying, and then just had a pretty easy run to the try line for. You know, you can't give quality players that much space, and Royals had to there off that set piece, and now they're in a big hole.
Such a smart attack from Vikings to look to get Ikitau moving into space and getting him one-on-one with anyone in this competition. Luke, he can beat guys one-on-one, and he made no mistake. Took his chance really well. Is that
definitely?
I don't want to say it. Is that?
No,
we're looking at possibly that's the killer blow there from Vikings, aren't we?
Look, again, I think there's still plenty of time left in the game, and Vikings have shown that you can come from miraculous and almost positions where you think the game is well and truly over. But it makes it that much harder for Royals. It's the pressure builds again, so all of a sudden you need to throw that other pass. It's going to potentially go down, and it's a long way to go for Royals now.
And even longer with another successful conversion from Lonergan.
And there's been
such an asset to have a guy like that, as it is for Royals, of course, to have a guy who can just keep that scoreboard ticking. 40-10.
And there's just been a change from Royals as well. Number 19, Jack Farrell, has come on for Hugh Swan in. So I think we might see potentially Rory Scott maybe move to the second row.
We'll keep an eye on that. Jack Farrell, of course, in the Brumbies Academy, former Melbourne Rebels under-20 captain. Just coming back from injury, would normally probably be a starter here.
Yeah, he's a great player. He's come back from ankle injury, which he copped in a runners game against the
Japanese Wolfpack, I believe.
Yeah.
Sudatai in a bit of space. He finds Lancaster. Cover tackle from Joe Langtree. Ball goes to deck, but it's been unfairly judged by James Morris there to have been stolen by Vikings. So good chance for Royals now to.
That's a bit of a veteran penalty there from Sione Tuala. It seemed that his team was really on the back foot, so he just puts his hands on the ground, on the ball while he's off his feet, which let's Tuggeranong just come together again and reset their defensive line.
Was not the best kick from Lando, but still good attacking position here for Royals. So impressed with Vikings though, Luke. It has to be said, they've been excellent here today. Since that early patch, they've played Just an excellent game, and the scoreboard tells it, 40-10.
Yeah, the one word that I would use to describe his performance from Tuggeranong has been clinical. Everything they've done has been executed really well, outside of probably the first 5-10 minutes of the game where they were a little bit scrappy, dropping a few balls into contact, but they've been clinical. They've executed really well.
Absolutely. They've used their advantage as well, but still plenty of go in this Royal side, and it goes to going on that right-hand side. Penalty coming. Will they look to go quick here? They do. Rolando feeds Penders. He'll take some stopping, will Joel Penders. It's a try.
He can sniff out the try line, can old Joel Penders.
Well, we said it'd take some stopping, the big man moving, but really good from Royals to go quick. Rolando sensing score needed to come, and it did. Really good finish from Penders. Looked like he might have got held up, but wriggled his way over, and as you said, loves a meat pie, does Joel Penders.
Yeah, in that part of the territory, you can always just about guarantee Joel Penders will be steaming onto the ball, and Vikings did pretty well to hold him up there, but, you know, Joel wheeled his way free and slammed the ball down.
Conversion coming from Rolando. Makes no mistake, just effortless from Pedro Rolando. 40-17 now. Not quite game on yet, Luke, but a sign of life from the Blue Buggers.
Well, definitely. I don't think Royals are going to die wondering here. That enterprising play shows you that, you know, they'll back themselves as well. You know, they're confident. They've done the work. They'll back themselves in.
Absolutely. We'll take another chance to thank our sponsors, Griffin Legal, naming rights sponsor, Han Superdry. Match of the round sponsor, Jordan Jackson Hope, gets us back underway. Rourke Projects, McDonald's ACT, O'Neill's and Poplars, True Fit and Hill, and PTP, of course, the man of the match sponsors. We'll talk about that, Luke, later. We won't be deciding, unfortunately, today, but we'll have our own opinions. 40-17, that's a really good kick.
Great kick there from Pedro Orlando, and some sneaky work there on the sideline by Joe Rollings to touch the ball and stop any option of Tuggeranong going quick.
You use your home advantage as much as you can. Jack Wright, really good take at the line out there. Jordan Jackson Hope.
His footwork,
fantastic.
His footwork's amazing.
Absolutely incredible there. Didn't panic for a second. There's Ikatau in space. One-on-one, gives it inside to Gerzakowski. Can the back row link? He can't. Ball went back, says the referee. And how about the cap flack offload and the pace and the power from Jamie Field? Surely sends Tuggeranong Vikings to victory here at Phillip Oval.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to come back now for the men in blue as the changes be rung by Coach Southwell.
Absolutely, reinforcements coming onto the park after that. Another really, really good score.
Yeah, again, that was a great opportunity. You know, you see the off the back of some great footwork from Rabs in contact, you know, you open up space for Lenny Katau. It's a great 1-2 punch combination that they've got, and he, again, you can see some veteran moves here by Lonergan, taking his time to line up this kick, just chewing off as much as he can. So changes there on young Tom Isles, who's come on for Max Singh, who's had a whale of a game. And in the backs, Harry Quinlan has come on for Jason Swain.
Yeah, two hearty performances there from Swain and Singh. Put it all on the line for Royals, but mate, with a kickable conversion to come. It's 45-17. Who could have predicted?
No, I think
when this game kicked off and in the first 10 minutes that would be standing here saying that.
Definitely. 10 minutes into the game, you know, it was looking all Royals, but pardon me. But
what do you think changed?
What I think changes, I think Tuggeranong actually just started holding on to the ball a lot better, and obviously they started recycling, and that's just, then they built pressure. Their forwards have gotten on top at set piece time, and they've just gone off the back of that.
Chance for Royals to respond now, though. Last two occasions doing great work at the kickoff, and Bodman manages to get to deck. Another carry from Sudatai. Look to rip the Royals hooker, but he holds on well. McMahon off the deck to Rory Scott. It's been a quiet day for Rory Scott.
Yeah, it hasn't been his usual performance, but...
Oh, what a shot from Len Ikitau. Ball was bobbling for Farrell and Ikitau
Yeah, again, I think...
took every opportunity he could to put on maximum shot.
Yeah, again, well read there by Len. He's seen Joel Penders was propping purely to pass the ball and just jams that outside run up and the error comes. And again, this is what scoreboard pressure does. I'll keep repeating it, but it's the point that's killing Royals at the moment is just the Tuggeranong the way out in front, and it's forcing us to make errors.
Is this the best we've seen of Vikings this year? Obviously, they've had their struggles at times this year. Luke, you think of the 2 losses to the Eagles, the draw to West, for a side that we have such high expectations for. Did we have too high expectations, and that's just all it has been, is that they've been building into the season?
Yeah, I think an unside-like slow start for Tuggeranong, but again, they're a quality team. Today, I think probably they'll say is their most complete performance. I haven't seen a lot of what they've been doing across the year, but no, this has definitely been clinical. Outside of that first 10 minutes, they haven't done pretty much anything wrong. So,
yeah, I think at times when you're the defending champions, people just assume you're going to be as good as you were the year before, and they don't take into account the fact that you lose players. And because you were so good, the likes of, we haven't mentioned his name because he's in Sydney with the Brumbies, but a guy like Darcy Swain, playing all his rugby for the Brumbies at the pro level. He's a guy that just brings so much in Vikings colours, but just too good at the moment, getting his spot, and losing a guy like Michael Oakman-Hunt. All these players that you just don't have, and you expect Vikings to be the same. But because, and Nick Scrivener, Vikings head coach Nick Scrivener, said this during the week that the chance for some of these young guys to have played over the last couple of weeks is paying dividends now. And I think we've really seen that today. The likes of Takeda, Jack Wright, Jamie Field, all those guys just look like veteran, seasoned first-grade players.
Yeah, they haven't looked out of place at all. And again, as I said at the start of the game, I thought that this young forward pack would be sort of where Vikings might be a little bit circumspect, but they've really manned up today. They've gone at this Royals forward pack and said, "No, mate, we're the real deal." And and that's what's.
You talk about a statement to the rest of the competition as well, that, they're still the team to beat in this competition. They might be sitting in third at the moment, but they're still the team to beat in the John O'Dent Cup, in the Griffin Legal John O'Dent Cup. It's been a tough day at the office for Royals.
Yeah, I think
when you look back on it, as we see Kudlowski looking to spark a comeback here for the Blue Baggers, but what's been the thing that's, I won't say disappointed the most, but contributed to this scoreline?
I think obviously Vikings have really controlled the ball and had a lot of it. But second thing is, I don't think Royals have looked off pace today. Been really flat-footed in defence. Our defensive line speed isn't up to where we'd like, where the coaching staff would like to see it. And
the standards that have been set here as well.
Yeah, you try to set your tone through your defence, and just hasn't been there today. Sometimes the performance isn't there as a team, but again, that's not to take anything away from Tuggeranong. They've been absolutely awesome today.
I wonder, Luke, coming off that, what was a fight at Nichols last week against Gungahlin Eagles, there's just a few sore bodies out there, just not quite recovering, backing up from, it's tough to play essentially, playoff games mid-season, top 2 sides 2 weeks in a row. That's not easy.
Joel Penders here. I haven't chatted to Brody about Angus just falling flat on his face. But yeah, no, last week against Gungahlin across all grades was really tough physical games. Getting up for a game like that, and then try and get up again a week later against Tuggeranong, it's tough. We've got to come out with a few injuries, a few sore bodies. People weren't able to train during the week. It can have that sort of flow-on effect to be trying.
Well, he had the chat to the referee, but Penders has gone straight to deck on this short side. Can't argue with that one even, Joel Penders.
No, he can't. And
bit of blue here.
Yeah, one Kotluski flying up there. And Craig McMahon always loves a scuffle.
He's right in the middle of it, is the veteran fly half. Once more, does Craig McMahon.
Well, there's one thing that he will not. He won't take a backward step, old Craig. He'll be there supporting his teammates through the whole 80 minutes and won't let anyone try and be a bit of a bully.
Just a word on him. Obviously, premiership winning captain Craig McMahon, and just couldn't stay away. Back into first grade this year.
Yeah, no, mate, he loves the game. He's probably fit now as he's ever been. Loves his footy, and I think he brings that little bit of experience that the wider squads probably we didn't have. So you got to use those skill sets that you can bring to your team.
I think pre-season, Luke, as well, as we see Vikings looking to heap on more pressure onto Royals. It was an area of concern. I think pre-season probably for Royals was that 10 jersey, and having an experienced guy like McMahon just step in and be a presence for everyone out there is so key. It just hasn't gone right today. As you see, suited tie.
Another big carry.
Shaped like he was going to whip one out to the wing, but he only knows one direction. That's forward and past his defender.
Yeah, and again, I think it's also the things that Macca brings to the wider training squad. He can provide that advice to the 10s coming through the club. We've got a couple of good ones coming through in Nick Jervis-Hamilton and.
He was excellent last week as well.
Yeah,
was Nick Jervis-Hamilton.
Yeah, team of the week. It's pretty rough that you make team of the week and then you get dropped. But again, that experience that Craig brings to the.
Here we go, Lincoln Smith in a bit of space. Oh, just can't hold his feet. Lincoln Smith. Ball goes wide to going, but it's going to be called back. Oh. We'll just let you listen in.
Yeah, despite what the crowd says, that pass was well and truly forward by Harry Quinlan. It was one of those just throw it in hopes, but no, it was well forward.
It was, and geez, you just felt if Lincoln Smith could have held his feet there, wouldn't have been caught, the fullback, but
yeah,
it was really good cover defence from Vikings.
Yeah, good way there by Suvai to just sort of get Lincoln off balance and cause himself to fall over, and great offload there to young Harry Quinlan running onto the ball, but again, that's what that scoreboard does. Harry probably should have just taken the ball to the ground, recycled, but he throws the speculative pass and it ends up in an error.
(47-17) here, Phillip Oval. Royals still trying to launch a comeback. Looking more unlikely as we go, with Vikings just ticking along and using that scrum pressure again as we see Thomas pop up. The arm comes out, and now chance for Vikings to counter-attack out of their own 22. Comes back for the penalty.
Interesting call here from James, because scrum was fairly. No, he's got it for wheeling round on Royals, but Sam Thomas there was standing up in the middle of the scrum, so.
Yeah, it's one of those things when you've exerted dominance all day, you kind of get the whistle, don't you?
Yeah, you get the rub of the green there, and probably one there that Vikings probably get away with. But again, I think there was just the scrum dominance that they've had all day. That you earn the right to get those 50-50s going your way.
But it's intelligent as well from Vikings, isn't it, as well? Because they know they're dominant, to just stick in there and not look to play, even though it wasn't moving forward at a rate of knots by any sense, but they just held in and held that ball and kept going. Intelligent play.
Yeah.
Just wonders that Sione Taylor just keeping things really settled out there.
Yeah, that's it. Each time off the clock, it you earn the penalty and it gets you downfield.
So you see Isaac Thompson come off the park here with Jordan Jackson-Hope slipping into 10.
And Trey Henderson, I believe it is, come on in 23.
Absolutely, I was just about to say, Trey Henderson coming into 12, an experienced first grade player, so not losing heaps there, Vikings. Strength and depth at this club for Vikings. Henderson straight into the action, had a really good game in second grade, did Trey Henderson in a win for the Vikings. Royals got up in Colts though.
Yep, no, it was a great game in Colts.
See Lonergan whip to Jackson Hope, and he knows where the space is, but that ball seemed to drift forward. Either way, it'll be Royals possession
Yeah.
just on the halfway.
Royals ball, and if we get the option, I think we'd be taking the line out here.
Look to go quick, and
I think line out was
Just-
set. There was numbers from both sides all milling around.
a subdued atmosphere now, Luke, has to be said. Disappointing here for a really big Royals crowd. These days happen, don't they, as another mistake comes in with Lonergan putting in a kick for Seth going to track back, and he'll look to counter-attack. Not a lot of options for the winger.
Is that a big Angus Wagner down there as first contact?
It was Angus Wagner.
Great work by the tight head prop.
It's been the biggest thing that's changed in Wagner's game is that athleticism and fitness. We see Farrell.
Great footwork from Jack Farrell there.
He's improving every week as well as Jack Farrell. Coming into the professional system here in Canberra. Playing his rugby for Royals. Sudatai.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was ugly.
Yeah.
Held his one just a bit. I don't think there was anything in that from Lenny Cattell, but didn't look sore there for Sudatai. As we see Farrell get his hands on the ball again and gets it wide to Lincoln Smith. Pops off to Going, and he leaves it up for Bodman.
Again, just Royals have been catching themselves really, really flat-footed in with the ball. Don't have people running onto the ball. We're offloading to a guy that's also standing still, and it's just shifting the problem.
Just not earning the right to go wide, Luke, I think is to summarise that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just they're trying to play football, which is admirable. We like to see attacking rugby, but you've got to earn that right, don't you, to get to those wide channels by busting through the middle.
Yeah, definitely. You can shift the ball, go wide off the back of front foot football. But when you do, you're just really playing in the defence's hands here. And again, there's a couple of changes for Royals. Craig McMahon has been replaced by Bryce King, and Sione Tafui is coming on for Joel Penders.
So Keane into 10 and the bus into Loosehead. Again, Penders gave his all out there for Royals.
Look, and really, really big ask for Joel Penders. Like I said, he's only been back in the country for a week, so...
Playing out of position as well.
Yeah, playing out of position.
Smith inside to Going. He's
Good
tracked
contact.
well from Henderson. Ball pops loose for Ikitau. I don't think he meant that kick to go just there, but worked out well for Ikitau.
Yeah, no.
Vikings back on attack.
Again, it's put Royals right in the position where they don't want to be, trying to attack out of their 22.
Kind of sums up the game, doesn't it, Luke? A lot of good endeavour from Royals, but Vikings not panicking. Their defensive structure, their defensive acumen just so impressive today. I think back to that West game, you think back to some of the games we've seen, so improved here are the Vikings. We see Kimber look to get first to the ball, and it's a really good offload from Kimber. Lancaster chopped down by Lonergan. There's Quinlan putting on a bit of footwork. They'll long to finish strong here, Royals. So long left in this season. Do not count out the Blue Baggers. They're likely to be beaten here, but impressive fight and heart from the Royal side. They come back here for a penalty.
Yeah, Tuggeranong caught their offside on the back of that break from Luke Kimber and Doug Lancaster.
It was really good from Kimber, just all heart, all effort there from the back row.
Yeah, I think it's good, great signs here from Royals boys is that they're not going to die wondering. They're putting it all out there on the line. They'll play right through to the 80th minute, and like I said, stranger things have happened.
Stranger things have happened, but not a lot of time left to man a comeback here, but still plenty of time to leave a good impression on this Vikings side and this game. Lineout doesn't go to hand, but it'll be a scrum for Royals. We'll see how Sione Taufui goes in place of Joel Penders. So yeah, not the grandstand finish I suppose we would have been expecting here, Luke. When you looked at this game, the rematch of the grand final, the all the hype and the fact that it came all the way in round 10, so we just had so much build-up. No one could have expected that such a dominant performance from Vikings, but they do have this in them, don't they?
Yeah, I think, Vikings can put any team to the sword on their day, particularly if, you're not at your best. I think Royals can't say that we're going to be overly happy with the performance today. And it's just that's gone straight down.
Looked to be Royals who were certainly moving the right way there at that scrum, and another tough pill to take for Royals. There's going to be a couple taken here today, unfortunately. Losing the Bob Hitchcock Shield. They've had the Bob Hitchcock Shield for I think it was better part of a year now.
Yeah, it'd be over a year now. I think we got it in about round 5 last year at Queanbeyan. So yeah, but live to fight another day. We play Tuggeranong again later than a chance, and hopefully we can win it back then.
Bob Hitchcock Shield, of course, can only be lost on home turf. Just shows what a hard team to beat Royals are here at Phillip Oval, making Vikings win. Presumed win, we'll have to say it at the moment. So much more impressive. They've come in here and they've been absolutely fearless. Have the Vikings, this young side, this building side. The competition's got to be terrified of a Viking side in this kind of form. Luke, don't they? And they only seem to be getting better, don't they? Yeah,
I think every side will be put on notice here. Obviously, Gungahlin are also a team that'll be, I don't think they'll look at this performance and they'll go, we'll back ourselves against the men in red. But I think, Tuggeranong, they're announcing themselves to the competition here. This has been absolutely clinical, and while they've got the quality of John Jackson Hope, Lenny Katow, Isaac Thompson, they're a quality team at 1 to 15.
Yeah, I think we would have expected a lot, of course, from Wagner, from even Angus Allen, Ryan Lonergan, Thompson, Jackson Hope, Ikatau. But for me today, it's been the younger guys. It's been the likes of Dean Wilson. It's been Jack Wright. It's been all these guys that might not be household names by any stretch in the John O'Dent Cup, but are just improving every week. And Jamie Field, another one, wearing 6 for Vikings. Just a fantastic performance to see Lonergan look to just play the territory game.
Yeah, that's a short arm there, so it'll be Royals ball again, but again it's 40 metres downfield that Royals got to try and move the ball to score a try. But yeah, I think it's been a workmanlike performance from these young guys, but that's what you need. You don't need them to be outstanding, you just need them to do their job, and they've done it really well today.
Another one, Luke Grzikowski. Just think he's brought something a little bit extra to this Viking side. A bit more balance. You see Smith met at the point of contact and ball goes to deck. Another unfortunate piece of play from Royals. Sums up their day, unfortunately.
Yeah, and you can see that the frustration is really starting to build up with Pedro there. He's, sometimes you got to take these on the chin and just go back to drawing board and work on what needs to be worked on.
Do you think they've been kind of drawn into a more hectic game here, Luke, in a way, by Vikings? Because it seemed in that first half that Royals were looking to build slowly and to build through their forwards and keep the ball tight, play direct, and as soon as Vikings, like we said earlier, they want to play, they want to run, they want to make it loose. Did Royals get drawn into that game, do you think?
A little bit. I think Royals' errors is probably what's honestly cost them today. They've given Vikings a lot of ball, and Vikings have capitalised, and then, as we've said, the scoreboard builds and you need to try and catch up, and that creates you to be a little bit loose.
Absolutely. I suppose that's probably why the scoreboard doesn't really, it seems extreme. Like Vikings have been the better sides. We see Scott still going, the young man. Yeah, it's been a great performance from Vikings, but 47-17, maybe that doesn't really reflect the 80 minutes. And you think of the Ryan Lonergan try where the ball just popped up for Dean Wilson. Tries like that where Vikings, as you say, the word is right, it's clinical. It's been clinical all day, and they continue to defend here to Vikings. They don't want to leave anything out there for Royals. any spoils, any confidence for the rest of the season? You see Keane drift into a bit of space, but that ball just doesn't go to Henderson. Ikitau finds Wilson. Unspotted Ikitau. And he will not be caught. Will Dean Wilson, a well-earned double for Dean Wilson, moving into fullback today, and that's the icing on the cake for the Tuggeranong Vikings. And if you wanted a rubber stamp of this game, Luke, that's it. An error by Royals and Vikings clinical in the counter-attack.
I think we really, really need to highlight there the pass from Len Ikitau. That was something else.
Check the highlights later. I don't know how he found him. I'm sure Len will say that he knew he was there, but that was... Oh, it was a peach.
Yeah, no look, and that
it makes you laugh. Highlight. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was a great highlight to end. What looks like probably might be ending the game.
I would call it ridiculous.
Yeah, ridiculous.
It was a ridiculous pass.
Yeah.
To think of it, the timing. He had no second to think about it. It was perfect.
Yeah, ball was in hands. It was out of the hands, and it hit Dean.
And Wilson hit it at absolute full pace and couldn't be caught. Dean Wilson. It leaves the score, the final score, just a reflection of the game. That's the Vikings, the clinical nature of their performance. The final score, 54-17. Luke, mate, what a day for Vikings. Just first up, from the visitors' point of view, that's their best performance of the season by a mile, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think when you can put that kind of performance on the top of the table team, and it's definitely been the best performance of this year. And all credit to Vikings. They played extremely well today. They cleaned up their act in that first 5-10 minutes where they were dropping a bit of ball, but after that they restructured and they bounced back really well, and they showed that they're not being taken lightly. Tuggeranong, they're here to play.
And for Royals, I think is this one of those ones where you've just got to wipe it off. You don't want to overanalyze a game like that where it seemed like everything just didn't go to hand, and you want to just come out next week with a big performance and put it to bed.
Yeah, I think you put this one behind you. You go, you look back at your week. It was a tough week coming off the Gungahlin game. You just put this one behind you. You freshen up for next week. Big game against West next week. So you look to just bring it back for next week, and then go from there.
Absolutely, it's been a great occasion here. Once again, lastly, we'll thank our sponsors, Griffin Legal, the naming rights sponsor, Hans Superdry, Match of the Round sponsor, Rourke Projects, McDonald's ACT, O'Neill's and Poplars, and a word, if you would nominate anyone, Luke, for the Trueford Hill and PTP man of the match, who would it be?
Look, I'm a sucker for a tight head prop, so I think Angus Wagner was outstanding today, but special mention probably also to Luke Jezikowski and Angus Allen.
Absolutely, and maybe in the backs, Len Ikitau, Jordan Jackson-Hope and Dean Wilson all had outstanding games. So a comprehensive win for the champions. A champion's performance from the Tuggeranong Vikings, 54-17, away to Royals. It's been a great game. It's been a fascinating game, and we'll wait to see what this will mean for the rest of the year. For myself, for Luke, for Bar TV, I'm Ryan Murphy. 54-17, the final score from Philip Oval.